fast.
Yes.
uh,
Um.
I got a knapsack full of medical equipment. Um, I got my rapier today. This time. Nice to meet you all. I'm
Nice to
Morgan.
meet you too. Delaney. And you before we head out.
Isabella. Everybody calls me Ella.
All
Not
right.
much to be said about me.
Well, let's not waste time. Let's get this thing over with.
Okay. I'll be here behind you.
Did either of you get a location of this lizard guy?
Nope. The best part.
Great.
Interesting environment they've chosen.
Um.
Usually they hide inside of caverns
Stop.
and caves. You should stop here.
Did you see that? Please tell me I'm not the only one.
Oh, what?
Morgan puts its hand on his rapier that's still seized.
She summons her shield. There it is.
I heard something to the right,
Behind the
now
tree.
directly in front of me.
There it is again.
Morgan slowly draws their rapier just to be at the ready.
Well, seeing as he said it was a lizard, I'd say these guys aren't friendly.
Morgan doesn't take a traditional fencer stance. They have their hand in
Friend or
front
foe?
of them.
I'm gonna ask you this once. Well, you know, are you gonna try to kill us, or are you gonna try to be friends with us? Well, depends on what you want to hear. Do you want to hear that
Hmm.
we're here to kill a lizard dude, or do you want to hear that we're here to have a tea party? Which do you want?
It's Morgan. It's nice to meet you. Uh, I
Hmm.
were you just taking a swim in this water?
Or got disturbed by people. Not many have been out nowadays.
Well, we're here to look for some lizard demon dude. Know anything about him?
Morgan has
I have
her
only
rapier mount rested on her shoulder, just trying to look as inoffensive as possible. Her hands in front of her like this.
seen him. I've only seen him once, and he has poisoned my lake. Though it does not affect me much, I suggest you do not touch the waters.
Noted.
Mm. I'm going to approach. I
I
don't
don't
like
think
the idea.
that's quite a good idea, Morgan.
Did you say your lake was poisoned?
Yes, why?
May I take a look? Is it this one right here?
Got our back.
Yes. Do not touch it. Normal people get burned.
Let me see what I can do.
Hmm.
Poison the lake. Does Morgan sense anything as they approach the lake? Morgan does have a bit of magic sense.
It's not magical in any way. It is just the poison has interacted with the water to make it acidic to the touch.
Morgan gets really close to the shore but doesn't quite step into it. Don't sense anything
Watch your step. Don't
magical.
want to fall in.
It's not any magical poison. Someone has disturbed the balance of the waters. It feels
I mean, Lizard Boy over there did say
unpleasant.
guy we're looking for poisoned the water, so. Look, if we were to kill this demon dude, would you mind? Like, would you come killing us? See your friend?
I have no affiliation to any others here. Do as you wish, as long as it does not disturb me.
Alright, well, I guess we
Whomever
go.
whomever poisoned your lake might have been responsible. We're just seeking whomever disturbed the balance here. There's something off balance about your waters. We'd be happy to assist you. Just let us know if there's anything out of the ordinary you have seen here, I suppose.
Nothing extreme. Last I saw them, they went up and towards the center of the island. They have not been back since.
That'd be a good place to look. Up and center toward the island, it seems.
Alright. Can we
Let's
trust
take
that
a
you're not
look.
gonna follow behind us? Kinda creep me out, to be honest. No offense.
Very offensive. But, as you are all about,
Ye-
friendships as humans, I will let you know not too long since you were last here. Screams could be heard up the hill. You
Morgan
best hurry.
approaches closer.
Alright, so we got some
We'll take a look and see
bystanders.
what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Stay safe. We'll get your waters restored in no time.
As you will.
Alright.
Don't
Oh, good to
mind
know
them.
that we have
Hmm.
at least one friend here.
Up and towards the center. I believe these are the steps.
Yeah.
I have my weapon at the ready. But I'll be here in case you guys suffer any wounds.
Very well.
I'll be. Oh, this is interesting.
She hops up onto the sledge. I don't see
You
anyone
can hear
inside.
something inside the house.
I don't see anything, but I hear something.
Morgan's taking a walk around the house.
Don't go too far ahead, Morgan.
I believe I found the entrance. I heard something.
You guys stay behind me.
I heard something towards the inside. Tread carefully.
Come on. Come here.
Morgan's sword is in front of them.
Give me a minute out of character. Okay, there we go.
So I have a rapier. I have it held in front of me, straight up. Hand in front of me like this. So
Guys.
Mm.
Got a pretty creepy guy, creepier than the last.
Didn't they ever teach you to never judge books by their covers?
allow me to.
Look, I can call someone creepy if I want, right? Hello, sir. Or madam, whatever you are. You good?
No. Why the hell would you think I'm good?
You don't look so hot. I'm just making sure.
No shit.
Hello. I'm Morgan.
Sorry about the shield, but I'm gonna have to hold it up as I come up here.
Morgan
What
rests
happened to
their
you?
sword on their shoulder, just trying to look as
Lizards,
inoffensive as possible.
lizards came in, and they spat acid on me.
Shit.
What's
Uh,
your name,
Hmm.
sir?
My name, Steve Hancock. Lizard.
Have these lizards been disturbing your natural habitat, or um, do you have well, better question would be, how do they look like? They seem to be outside of what's going on here.
They're big. They followed in this room.
I'm gonna step outside real quick. Just make sure nothing's coming in.
Alright. And I'll sniff out the premises.
If you guys can help him in any way, I can't do much.
Imps took cat. The tower. That way. Cat that way. Guard my
Hmm.
imps. Head. The lizard.
Morgan gets closer to examine what's going on with this character. Is there anything that Morgan can pick up? Because Morgan's the healer type. Is this their normal appearance? Have they been severely
They're basically
disfigured
dying.
based on the
Dying
acid?
as they speak. Dying as they speak because of the acid.
I could try to slow down the healing process.
This is severe. Whoever did this have corroded their flesh to an extent I've never seen before.
Please.
I can merely ease their I can merely help their ease their passing. I'm afraid it is beyond my abilities. I can ease their
Alright.
pain. That's all I can do.
Okay. She removes her mask and you just see like a whole line of drool just follow through with it.
You said drool?
Mm-hmm.
Morgan's just watching. He's never seen this, what you're doing before.
She licks her hand and slowly approaches.
Let me stand here. I'll keep an eye out from behind us.
Mm.
At the very least. I'll keep guard.
She lets it drip from her hand onto like some of the wounds.
The wounds heal, but they're far too deep for it to do much.
Mm.
Thank you.
I try.
So then
She puts the mask back on.
went that way.
Morgan comes taking a look. What does Morgan see? Coaching.
He's still
Shit.
badly burned, damaged. He's pretty much dying. He's only probably got maybe a minute left. Nothing you can do will really heal this.
Morgan Morgan starts examining her belt pouch. and draws a sort of a bottle. It looks very dark green. Yes. Sir, take this. Just drink it. It might be a little bitter, but I can assure you it's pleasant. It's basically it basically will numb their pain and give them a sense of euphoria to ease their passing. If Morgan hands the bottle over to them with a look of sadness in his face, because Morgan knows what's happening.
Avenge me.
Everything going all right in there?
L-shaped tree. Lizard. That way. And also, please save my
Take-
cat from the... I don't know.
A cat.
Yeah. Maybe of
Oh,
to you. Only
uh,
I will tell.
I'll keep an eye out, sir. May I ask, what's your name again?
Steve Bangkok.
You're breaking up. I'm sorry. Did you say
Steve.
Steve?
Steve Hancock.
Steve Hancock. I'm Morgan. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I-
Morgan.
The medicine I provided eased pain. I'll keep an eye out for your pet.
I've had power. That way. Blizzard. Broken tree.
I'll be
That
over
way.
here.
Farewell.
Hello.
How's everything going in there?
Eh,
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
We were directed towards the attackers, lizard people. Corrosive, corrupting. They're disturbing the nature here with their poison, as best as I can describe it. I would keep an eye out for any acids, any projectiles they may be able to launch, like perhaps spit, I guess, a way to describe it. That's what I've noticed so far. All,
all right.
all I was able to do for the person in there was to ease their passing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he died?
Yes.
Yep. Peacefully.
Without
Well,
pain.
At least it
They
was
pointed.
peaceful.
They motioned towards this direction. It's the most they were able to muster in their pain. So I do
Well,
see a pathway over here.
let's get moving.
Morgan's weapon is still drawn, just kind of held on their shoulder like this. Just a casual stance, really. Casual but ready. Their hand is held like this. It looks like an odd posture to you guys, but it's defensive, but friendly, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes, this is the same direction they pointed towards. Is there anything unusual?
Not that I can see
No,
yet.
coach.
She begins to sniff around. Mm.
I feel everything is normal. Though this is a new forest for me.
Watch your step. This hill's pretty steep.
Who do you suppose this lizard person is?
As you get
Are we
closer, you can smell from the ruins. There's a demonic creature there.
Oh, that's a
At least from
funky
the scent.
smell. Jeez. God.
Good smell, eh?
Yeah, it don't smell right.
Yes. Smells like. I want to say it smells like death, but
I can agree with that. I've smelled death in many other
there's
forms.
there's something odd about that sense of smell of death. I mean, smell of death is somewhat common in the forest, but there's something intermingled with it that's unpleasant.
I don't see any hostiles.
Mm.
You guys like I could scout ahead just a little bit. Keep in sight.
If you aren't frightened, follow the scent of death. The
Yep.
stronger it gets, the more it leads to our goal. That's pretty obvious.
Well, I'm trying
But-
to take it a bit safer than usual, because after hearing what happened last time, that last mission that
Yeah.
Costa sent the group on, I'd
Allow
rather
me-
not have that
Allow me
happen
to
again.
stay behind you to some extent, in case you run into trouble. Does Morgan hear anything unusual in the forests, naturally speaking, like birds becoming quiet because of something unusual, or birds flying off in the distance, that kind of thing?
You can hear that there are no other creatures around here.
It's
Think I've been
it's
spotted.
it's too
Morgan.
quiet.
Morgan, get over here.
It's too quiet.
I have spotted them, sir. They're on the other side.
Oh, tasty morsels! Ah,
Comes up with the shield.
ah.
Morgan just jumps
Puts my
back.
hand up and stops you. What do you think you're doing?
You seemed a bit hostile, I'm sorry. Was I wrong?
I smell good food. You
Ah,
want food, right? Oh,
Shit.
good job, tuberculosis. We're going to take this tasty meal. Poof, smash them over the head.
there are two more.
Spins around.
There's
Hits with
two
shield.
more. Oh, there is. More for the ramen.
And runs over here.
No.
All right.
I don't like these two. They're just
I don't
gonna
really
just fight us
like
like
you
that.
either.
I just wanted the hunger.
I'm sure you can take them on.
Excuse you?
And feast on their flesh.
Hunger.
You heard me. I don't think I really like you either.
Hunger? Food?
Hunger.
Food?
Are you two friends or something? Like, am I missing anything?
Why are we?
You also. You all.
She
Why
takes
you-
off her
For the
mask,
ramen.
and her
for the
entire
ramen.
jaw just extends, and like weird drool just starts dripping from the roof of her mouth to the bottom, and just drops onto like the stone.
Oh my goodness, that's disgusting. I don't know if I want to. This one's seasoning himself perfectly, though.
You're right.
quick-
You're right.
Quick question. If
Morgan
you
Yes,
don't
is
mind
in
me
what?
a
asking.
defensive stance. He has a
Uh,
hand in front of him, and the rapier he has is pointing directly forward. Point
Does
forward.
the name Kasura strike a bell?
That idiot brother of mine is nothing but a stupid, lonely human type. He ain't. Who do you think you are?
Upshield.
And then
Wait.
take from my other arm. Oh, fucking hell, I'm stuck. Take from my other arm right here, and I'm gonna lift you up
Dear.
and chuck you to the ground. Is that all you have?
I'll be right back.
Morgan is
Axel, come
stepping
back here.
backwards.
Where are you going? You are my dinner.
Cuts at the legs. Cuts at the legs as you start running.
Jump attack! Haha!
The hand in Morgan has been taking the stance the whole time. Rapier forward, pointed forward. His hands is like this. If you attack, there's a barrier that you run into that doesn't seem visible at first.
Okay. The shield is
I don't know if there's a coach nearby.
Clamps down over you and releases my acid on top of you.
The sharp points are like.
blocks it with the shield as it reappears.
Ah, shit.
Acid will be dripping all over your shield on you.
Backs away. Makes his shield disappear.
Ah! Right by your head.
Moves out of the way.
Reaches over, grabs this one again, and throws him to the wall. Jumps in after him.
Hands are coming around.
Throws shield at you.
And it catches and oozes acid on shield. I can't remember how fast I am. Catches you again. Morsel. I have the morsel.
Makes the dagger appear in her hand and starts stabbing at your head. Get your hands off!
By the way, the acid is all over. So that also burns you. That's what this is right here. It's all the acid.
Am I still grappled? Or did you do like a...
You stabbed me in the face and brought it up.
Alright, drops down, starts running again.
So, yeah, I'll take that.
Makes the shield appear and
She
smacks you
swallows his
in
arm
the
whole.
side of the head.
Comes up behind you and
just
hugs you.
Tries to punch. Straight like that.
And holds you there.
No, you definitely hit her.
Makes another dagger and stabs you in the leg.
If anything, you
repeatedly.
hit the butler, and then it bangs against her face.
This
Basically,
one.
you made her punch herself at the very least. So I don't know how much damage that is.
Grabs this one by its head and at least oozing acid all
I
over
took a
it.
hit.
Oh, I'm doing the first. Gotta move in that one.
And that makes me still move backwards.
fire, brother.
But here.
I just wanted to tell you.
Seriously,
The one that's the weakest knows the loser.
This one just like tries to grab
she
it.
creates a gun
Praise
of the same
Lord.
material and
What's that?
Creates like a pistol and
Straight
shoots like an
the
energy shot at
buffalo
you.
harpoons are extended.
And
It just whips his head that way.
pretty bad at this point, though.
Like,
Throws acid back on top of him.
I gave one hit with the
That'd be a
rapier.
huge douse right on top of you and still generate your shield.
That's not nice.
She's making sure it's
So
good.
I'm stumbled back this way,
Set it backwards.
and I'm off balance somewhat. So I'm guessing that's a hit.
What?
Like, yeah, it's a hit. And then Loki is attacking the.
Okay,
Sprays the acid on
What's
everyone's head as
happening to
well.
them? Just tell me
There
what's
you
happening.
go.
Is gonna reel off.
Ah, shit.
So react to it.
Stomps this one from the top into the ground as he's down.
That's bad.
And
That
holding
shield
my
and you
foot.
step on the
dagger.
shield.
It's paused. You can turn around to look, just, turn back once you're done.
Slices at the leg.
Morgan does a rear attack with her rapier. That's the blind attack. I got distracted by the tree of the maniac.
Sorry, there's too much going on. I didn't realize.
I'm taking it one step at a time, so I'm holding on here at this position.
Grabs the tree that he's holding and smashes down on top of him. Actually, no, wait. Would you still be holding on to the tree?
I'm holding on to it. I'm whipping you with it.
Gun out of there.
Then I'm gonna grab the tree and throw you towards the water.
Skull. So Morgan steps behind
She
her
clamps on
at
tightly,
shoulder
just
level. I
falling
don't know.
down
I
the
can't see
tree.
the character.
As her
I
jaw
attacked
still
from
pressed
shoulder
on
level.
the
I
don't
told
know
you
if
you
I
can
hit a
turn around.
point or
Yes,
not.
you hit him, he ran away. Just react like you normally would. This is a turn-based motion.
And then she tries to turn the tree enough to where it's like standing atop of like to where it's like being stabbed into the water, like at the base of the water.
Step
holding
back
on
and
to it.
see. Morgan is stepping back and see what's
You're in
going
the
on.
water?
No, like the tree is she crawled down it. Like
Well,
she
if that's in the water, the tree would be dissolved in the water that she was in.
Wait,
This
so
one towards the other one that should be in the water. Tree stump. In their direction.
What are the updates on everyone's wounds?
Yeah, this one
Alright.
should be on turn Morgan.
Morgan, hold on. Stop, everyone. Morgan, this is live action.
She can still do it. That's a skill she has. Well, that's not allowed to be.
Okay, I know that you keep stopping, so I need to make sure she knows. People are gonna still keep going.
They got fucked up so far.
Yeah, okay.
Five different acid
Everyone is-
at this point.
And sends heal cloud towards your direction.
Alright, we'll keep it going. But yeah, there's a bleeding and acid
Hello.
coverage, and Ella is on the other side behind the acid marker because she was in the water.
As sweet as much as I can. No, no.
And you can go for it.
Actually, shit, we might have to kill her.
And you came up.
If you got here, you missed.
What?
Shit. I missed
Confused
because
a
I
little
remember
bit?
he actually went that way.
Okay, okay.
You hit me here. He went to go swing as you hit me. Down
I'm gonna
here.
grab this arm and just literally secrete acid right on top of it. I'm tired of you running away from me. Ah.
Slices at the arm.
Morgan
this
takes
is
an
like a
attack
giveaway with
at
the other
this, whatever the screen thing is from behind and stabs
That's
what
my
he thinks the
butt!
kidney
Ah!
is. So, I'll put him back once.
No, it was this one back here. Does a back kick to kick her off, kick Morgan off of me into the acid.
shield bashes you back and hits you with a spike. Then turns around,
Use
slices
that
you
kick
again.
into the acid.
Spike him in the head.
There's a splashing noise.
Ah. I'm gonna say he did it.
Morgan's behind this pillar trying to
Finish him with that hit.
trying to deal with the acid.
Well, there's like 8 or 9 of them, but it was mainly me and him fighting each other for the most
Yeah,
part.
she casually
if he hits
she
you
still
enough,
has her mask on.
Fucked up,
And she just drips drooling, like she
Yeah,
just drips
so
like
down,
her
down,
blood
and
is
down.
dripping onto you.
Right, you fall to the ground.
It's okay, just relax, relax. She's dripping. I need to eat something. Someone give me something to eat. Cause this is not gonna be enough.
All the waters here seem poisoned.
Yeah.
This isn't good.
I'm about to start
Keep
eating
you alive.
trees.
What do you need?
Anything.
Flesh?
I'm not about to eat you.
What's going on there?
You alright?
What's Morgan saying?
I'm all bloodied and burned. I got this shit. I'm fine.
You'd also notice there's 2 dead
Can I
I'm
eat
fine.
those?
Try it.
Does Morgan see anything else besides 3 dead imps?
See
He's gonna
me.
try to bite the
Aside
leg of
from
one
the
of them.
dead lizard and the 3 dead imps, there's no other. There's nothing else of interest, really.
She's gonna clamp down on one of the
Am I in
demon
pain? I could use your
body
medical
parts.
assistance about
So
now.
if you can do
I'm
that,
sorry.
then it's fine.
She just scarfs down one
I-
of them and starts chewing on the other.
I
and
tried
then
to
she
attack
eats
one of
half
them,
the,
but
of the second
Morgan
one that she
takes
started
out
chewing
a-
on, and then she just looks
I
at the
kept the
both
big
of
guy
them.
off you. It's fine.
Skull.
Oh,
There's also
hey.
a bag of corn spilled everywhere on the ground, just to let you know.
Oh, okay, there's a bag of corn spilled apparently.
That you hit
She
through.
grabs one. She grabs a couple of them and then just chews on it, and then like a bunch of like drool just drips on the both of them, grossly.
What the fuck?
You're
You're drooling on me. Why?
Healing
Why are you-
properties.
Mhm, this is
Alright.
convenient.
That's
Mhm.
lovely. Does it heal all her burns and stuff?
Yeah, it heals some of the burns.
Okay, she has one
Mm.
big one on her back. Like it burned her clothes off into the skin
Alright.
on her back.
Being
She's
that
gonna
this
rip off a piece of
being
bark
that you-
and just drool on it and then just wrap it onto your back.
Ow, 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 ow. Ow.
Is there
Okay.
anything I can
That
see
hurt.
on your character that I can heal since I'm kind of the backup healer then at this point?
Her drool has healing properties. So
Are you okay? You
I'm
seem a
fine.
more capable healer than I am.
Skull.
she has like a couple of cuts along her like hip
that
and
we
like
needed.
her suit is a bit
Alright,
ripped open.
When they go in the portal,
Pulls
don't
out
end
a
the scene
sword.
yet, because the thing
Or
P-Buck is planning
doesn't
to
pull it out, just makes it appear.
Can you?
And slices the
I
arm
have
off.
I have some of this. Morgan presents
You might-
And
a
then
small
slices the other
bottle.
one off.
It's a lighter green. It almost glows.
Hey,
This will
anyone want to
accelerate any
try carrying
healing
this?
abilities you do have. If
I don't
if
wanna
that
touch
helps.
the damn things.
She takes it, she opens it up, and just drinks it.
Hmm.
Just
It tastes bitter, but it tastes like
yeah.
they tried to it tastes bitter, but it tastes like it tried to add honey to it or something, try to make it easier, but it didn't help much. But it makes it easier. Does that help? You could have just put it on your wounds, but drinking it is good too.
Just like her mouth, like the drool just starts going down even more.
Morgan tries to collect some from into an empty vial.
Excuse me.
This might be helpful.
Sorry to interrupt your healing, but
you run into a rather odd image of Morgan collecting the healer's drool in a bottle. Hi.
So I'm not gonna question what's going on here. If you guys can help me figure out how to transport these hands that have acid on them.
She takes off her jacket. Use this.
Morgan has a half bottle of. Morgan has a half vial of a vial that is about baseball sized, half full of
you notice
drool.
that the acid has diluted. It still burns the shirt or jacket, but it does not seem as intense as before.
Well, if you'd like to hold this.
Oh dear.
She grabs it and wraps the sleeves around it and just tightens it a bit and just carries it like that.
And we need the second one, I assume, so...
Rip off a piece of bark or something. We could always make a maneuver out of like one of the things around here. Just chop down a couple of trees. Don't touch the water though. Fuck that.
Just cuts off a piece of bark. Uses her foot to roll it onto the bark. Alright. Well,
Morgan looks for any plants that seem resistant to the poison.
Where's my mask?
There's nothing really that's holding up against it, except for the trees and their roots.
I'll clean this
So
later.
if Morgan finds any roots, she starts cutting off samples of it.
Gonna set the arm down and pull up the sending stone. Hey, demon boy, you there?
Yes.
I think we killed your lizard, brother.
Oh, good. That means you're done. A portal opens in front of you.
Oh, convenient. Alright. Picks up the
Morgan
arm.
drops a sample of the root in the bottle.
Alright. She walks through the portal.
Oh, look at that. Our ride's here. Oh, fuck.
Ride?
Goes in.
Morgan follows.
Okay, hold on before you put your RP cards up, down. Hold on, wait. No. I got one thing. Out of the bushes, out of the bushes, you see the rock come out. He's covered in sponges taped to him, duct taped to him all over the place. He's gonna come up to the arm and soak up the blood, the blood from the lizard with all the sponges wrapped around his head, and then leave.
What the fuck are you? What the?
There's a reason behind. There's a reason behind it.
I know what this is.
I know their relationship.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
I wasn't
Okay.
expecting that.
Remember, this is metagaming, so no one saw that. No one saw that in
Nobody knew
character.
that. Nobody knew that besides me and Matt. Yeah, nobody saw this. You guys, not even Stowaway saw that.
Did you call?
Oh yeah, scene. Sorry.
Nice.
Oh,
Get the
My
fuck
throat's
out of
still
there,
hurting
so I didn't
from
see
that
any.
voice.
oh my god.
I didn't know that's what you were gonna do.
I know you didn't know.
Idea for it?
Yeah.
There we go.
I was gonna pay off on. I'm glad I didn't because I don't know.
Brother.
Morgan, I might have been able to pay off.
They went a lot harder than. They went really hard. Butters.
Butters.
Okay, Butters. Butters, you went
So
way
what
too.
sort of damage would Morgan take?
You went way too hard.
Lake of acid?
Yeah, he
No,
wasn't there
listen.
for the Durplex one.
Assuming anyway.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
listen.
He just
No,
didn't
dude.
pay back. He
This
just
was the
didn't pay back.
funniest. Listen,
Yeah, I
this
just
was the
get paid.
funniest.
Like,
And then you just walked to his demon and said, acid rain.
I don't know. Yeah, that was pretty intense. That was pretty intense.
You needed another fight, buddy.
Did anyone die? I think you're all like that.
I think Derp took so much, like, who were this person
You
got,
burned alive or something.
someone got fucked up, like, I don't know how much acid this person can take, I don't know.
Apparently I was taking into the water of acid, and my character killed them.
That's why I kept
To
running.
what
I got so
extent,
much
I
acid,
don't know,
did
but I
two of them on
collected
top of that one.
the drool
This arm especially
and
got
just ran the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a trial run. Don't get too caught up on it. But listen, actually, I don't know if Scope wants me to do like an ad campaign in his RP, but
This is only been maybe my third RP, so combat RP, so
Yeah, she played, the first one was the kind of...
No, Morgan got kicked into the water as well when she stabbed me in the back. I force kicked her. She went flying into the water.
can I tell them about my
How you,
CrossFit
buddy?
drum? 'Cause I feel like they could really
Hey,
use
this
it.
guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where the fuck is
I'll wait till they're
Push
on.
Morgan.
Yeah, I was gonna tell them, like, you know, I do this.
You are
a bit
like
more
spinning
often
it like a
'cause
ballerina. What are you
a little
doing?
slower this
That's
time.
funny because I'm trying to find Lucy. No, not
Yeah,
Lucy.
you like your head, right?
okay, but
things like that.
I want to tell
No,
you,
not
you
Rocco.
did it
The
way too
third one
much
that was
where I'm
fighting.
like, okay, are you
They're the
asking
only
what
one
you
that made
see?
that
Like,
quite didn't get
what
to
you
the
see
water
is
because
what's
they climbed up
happening
the
in front of you.
tree as I was throwing them.
Unless you meant,
I'm going to
unless you needed to ask like what their wounds were, then that's what you need to say.
Yeah.
I have a
I'm sorry.
I have a really
Okay.
interesting question.
Next time.
I have a really interesting question. Did you start off with text-based RP?
After I killed you, I sat there.
Yes,
Like, are you? That is
actually.
And then
very apparent. That is. It's very apparent you started with text-based, but that's fine.
I also have a small question.
I'm so glad
You missed my.
Like, I kind of noticed something with these new role players. What's with the, I pull my sword out when you pull your sword out?
She doesn't have.
I know, she's an exception. I know, that's an exception, that's fine. I'm used to that, but like,
Me chasing you all over this water was
other people who
I
have
don't have
it.
a model of a sword attached to this character, if that makes sense.
Well, yes, I
Plan
know.
on it.
But like everyone else say, I pull my shield out, they pull their shield out,
I do.
and stuff like that.
You want if you have the Unity file and all that, you can DM it to me and I can get it done. Like,
Skull, we had.
No, I mean like
as tools.
other people. I mean just in
But you're
general.
gonna need those for this kind of stuff.
I'm not just picking on you. I'm not just picking on you. I mean in general. I mean like how like when you do get your weapon. Oh my god. Like you see what I mean? It'll be like I'll pull my sword out. It's like you don't need to do that. You just go up to somebody and be like,
Yeah, if you have it attached to your model, you can just bring it out. But because I don't have it, I try to describe things visually.
I know.
Describe things in words.
That's
so,
fine.
so what's going on?
I mean, but like literally, even Rez. I mean, he has like a ton of weapons. Like I'm not just picking on.
Yeah, everyone go.
You know. I don't understand why everyone just did that.